both cooking videos and reaction videos. So he's going to make a marinara sauce like an Italian. He has a very good Italian accent. I believe he lives in Australia, but you don't see a lot of influences in his videos from Australia that veer him off of a traditional Italian path. So, my background again, I am a French-trained chef, which is how most of us come out of school, and I work at a restaurant that is, let's say, Italian themed, but not really. I would say it's more modern Canadian with an Italian twist. So let's see how he makes this.
This is the most popular pasta sauce around the world, especially USA. It's called marinara sauce, also known as Napolitan sauce. Oh yeah, you guys love it. I see restaurants and pasta sauce jars using the wrong ingredients for this, such as onion. You don't do that. Parsley, you don't do that. This is how you do it. Simplicity is best. A dish from Naples. I'm going to use Napolitan ingredients. I'm going to use a pasta from outside of Naples. And I'm going to take you all the way to Naples, making the most simple pasta you can make.
Right, so I'm not going to lie. We use a French mirepoix in our tomato sauce. We use onions, celery, and shredded carrot, along with garlic, and then some herbs and spices. And I like to put fennel seed in it.
And make it at home. Do not buy the jar ever again. This is for you. To make the marinara sauce, marinara, we need 2 small cans of top quality Italian peeled tomatoes, so 800 grams. We're going to use 4 cloves of garlic. Please be generous. You want to put 1 more? Okay. 1 less? It's okay. Fresh oregano. You can use dry, it's fine, but fresh is best. For my marinara, I chose spaghetti. You can use any pasta you like, but I think spaghetti is best.
So in the summer, I made batches of this because my wife started gardening. So she did about 4 or 6 Roma tomato plants. So every week near the end of the season, as stuff was coming to ripe, I would blanching, peeling, say 200 tomatoes at a time. What I like to do was I put them in the oven to roast them with an onion and some garlic, and then when they came out of the oven, I put them in the pot, blitzed them with an immersion blender, cooked it down because there was a lot of water in there. I cooked it down till it got to the right kind of consistency. Some of it I brought down even further to tomato paste, and some of it I left as sauce. And one batch I even did my meatballs. You can check out my version 2.0 meatball video that I did a while back.
This is from Pastificio Liguori, just out of Naples. They use 100% Italian semolina from a trusted source, and the pasta is dried slowly, which means you get this beautiful rough texture. Absorb the sauce better. Always choose a very good pasta when you cook pasta. An extra $1, you get quality. The pasta is so important. It's probably 60% of this dish. So if the pasta is not good, you're not enjoying 60% of the meal that you're about to eat. You don't need to use basil. Basil is optional. I like to put basil in tomato sauce. This is completely up to you. Salt and pepper, extra virgin olive oil, and lots of love. First thing we need to do is to get the peeled tomatoes and crush them. Yes, you can put them in a blender and gently blend them, but I like to use this utensil and crush them gently.
So I worked at a restaurant where the chef, the first time I learned how to make tomato sauce, and he used canned, big 100-ounce, that's what we get at the restaurants, big 100-ounce cans. So 100-ounce can of crushed tomato, a couple of those, and then a 100-ounce can of plum tomato, and he used his hands. So he would just reach into the can of plum tomato and just tear them up. And, that way he said it felt more, so it looks more like a grandma did it when it was like that, nice and rough. And also to speak on the pasta earlier, when he said that grit, so depending on your noodle, you want that grit, depending on the sauce, you want that grit to help the sauce stick to the noodle.
Just like that. They release such a beautiful smell. Ah, beautiful. I know they're in a can, but I can smell freshness. It is important to buy good brand. So what we're trying to achieve here, we want to achieve a rustic look. So the marinara sauce needs to have a rustic look. That's what we're trying to achieve, okay? This is the kind of sauce that we want to get, okay? Rustic at its best. Okay, it's time to make the sauce. Be generous with extra virgin olive oil. We're talking about 5 tablespoons at least. Not garlic. Americans love garlic, so go crazy, guys. This is your moment to shine. Here we go. We crush 4 garlics into the sauce. Here we crush 4 garlics in the oil. You want to get the best flavors from the garlic? Crush it. Oh, finally chop it. Ooh, the smell of garlic. Let's add a splash of water so we don't burn the garlic. Just about 2 tablespoons.
So yeah, you can use fresh garlic and crush it with a garlic press like you did, or you could mince it. You could open up a can of or a jar of pre-chopped garlic from the grocery store if that makes it easier for you. If you're looking for like a deeper marinara though, like maybe like this is probably going to be great for what he's doing, because the picture he showed at the beginning had like some fresh herbs and stuff on it, and it was on spaghetti. But if you were gonna maybe do this as like a baked pasta, you know, and you could still do it exactly how he's doing it, but if you're gonna do like a lasagna or like a baked penne pasta, then I would roast the garlic. I love roasting garlic, and where you take a bulb of garlic, cut the top off, wrap it in tin foil, drizzle some olive oil on it and some salt, and then pop it in the oven for about 45 minutes. Whenever I do that, so say I decided I needed it, and it gets really sweet and delicious. So I would use, if I were making a dinner, I would go ahead and use 2 whole bulbs. And then I would cook a 3rd bulb, because I will eat an entire bulb of garlic if it's roasted while I'm working with stuff. So I always do whatever I think I need plus an extra, because I end up eating it.
This will avoid the garlic to burn. The smell of garlic going into my nostril. Oh. Alright, if you look now at your garlic, the garlic is like golden, change the color, see, we don't want to burn it. At this point, I believe we're ready to add the sauce. And this is a very magical moment. Now you can add chili if you want, not in the basic marinara, only if you like chili you add it now, but keep it plain, keep it simple. Let's just put the beautiful Italian peeled tomatoes. Look how nice it is. And as you do this, you use the spoon to squash it. Squash, squash, squash. But what they did in Naples, they used the same ingredients for the pizza topping, and they said, let's use it for spaghetti. It became the most popular sauce in USA. And you're about to find out why. Now what we do is we put the fire up on a medium heat, and at the moment, we're gonna put some oregano. Okay, so see this oregano? We're gonna put a little bit now, about 60% now. So what you do, you get the oregano, you hold it from the top, and then you go like this.
So again, this is where the French training in me is going to come out, where I would say you should put a bay leaf in there. Also, when we make ours, where he used water, I use a blend of red wine and balsamic vinegar.
See? You get all of them out. Same technique you use for the rosemary. Let's be generous with the salt. It's up to you to add pecorino parmigiano at the end, okay? But this should be salty. Should be salty, so be generous with the salt. Be generous with the pepper. Great. And from now, this sauce needs 10 to 20 minutes to cook. It's ready in no time, okay? You really want the freshness, okay? So it doesn't need too much. 10 minutes are done. So which means as we cook this, we can boil the spaghetti.
Right, so that 10 to 20 minutes is just going to give you a nice bright sauce. If you're looking for a deeper sauce and you want to develop more flavor, and again, more geared towards, say, lasagnas or baked pastas, like, you know, you toss some penne in it, throw some cheese on it, fire it in the oven and bake it. Then what we generally do is for every can of tomato product we use, we put in a half a can of water, and then that gives us a longer time for simmering. And then you can simmer down for a couple hours to develop a richness from your aromatics. Or if you're going to do something like meatballs, if you watch my meatball video where I make what I think are the best meatballs in the world, I do simmer my meatball. I sear them in a pan and then I simmer them in the sauce for 45 minutes. And from my experience, I find that less than 45 minutes obviously doesn't give you as much flavor, but more than 45 minutes starts to make the meatballs spongy. So if I'm going to do batches of meatballs, I'll simmer for 45 minutes. As I'm getting to, and then passively I walk away from it. I come back at about half an hour. I got 15 minutes left in my simmer. Then I sear my next batch of meatballs, pull out my first batch, and just keep going. And it impacts a lot of flavor into the sauce. But again, this looks like a very nice, bright sauce. I'm just spitballing here with things I like to do with tomatoes.
Alright, the water is boiling. We add 1 tablespoon of sea salt or rock salt, and now we put the pasta in. And in 8 minutes, spaghetti will be al dente. Now, these spaghetti take only 8 minutes because they're like thin spaghetti, what everybody likes. If the spaghetti were thicker, it will take longer, of course. So guys, look at the sauce. Sauce is ready. The oregano is beautiful, gives nice flavor to the sauce. Look how nice it is. See, it's not watery, it's not runny. This is what we want. We're gonna add some pasta water after, so you see, there's no onion in there, it's just garlic, like you guys love it. Beautiful tomatoes, oregano. Now we switch off the stove and we add more oregano, fresh, right on top. The oregano that we don't want to burn or cook, damage. Just want the oregano to release the beautiful fresh flavors right at the end, okay? Now, I believe basil is important here, so I add more basil because I believe basil is important.
So we didn't see him smack the basil around. A lot of people will tell you to, take the basil, be rough with it, smack it on the counter, and bruising it, it starts to open the oils up faster. And then when you open the oils up, that's where the flavor comes. It's mostly the smell. You get 70% of your flavors or something like that through smelling. So when you smack it up and rough it up first, and the oils start to release, you get that smell first before it even gets to your mouth.
It's so important to give flavor to your sauce. See, my son agrees too. The spaghetti are almost ready. So this basil and the oregano will release more flavors to this beautiful marinara sauce. Mm-hmm. Simple dish. Please do not buy this sauce from the shop anymore. Do not waste your money. Make it yourself. Make it fresh. Make it tasty. Do you find this sexy, guys? Look at this. Look how sexy. Oh.
I don't know, Vincenzo. If tomatoes are what does it for you, we might not be able to be friends. For me, there's something else. Comes in cans that does it for me.
Beautiful sauce is ready, so let's get some pasta water from the spaghetti because this pasta water is definitely needed, okay? To combine all our ingredients. Spaghettis are ready. Look how beautiful it is. Ah, nice and silky. Look at that. They can go straight in the sauce. Alright, let's get the beautiful spaghetti out and straight in the sauce. Just put it there. See the importance of using good spaghetti, guys. See how they are alive. Look how alive the spaghetti are. With the pasta water, isn't it? And here we go. You don't have to use half kilo pasta, you can use less if you want. To make sure you mix the pasta with the sauce. And this is the moment where we need a little bit of pasta water. Don't be scared of pasta water, the pasta will absorb it, okay? The pasta water will combine all the ingredients together. The pasta needs to absorb the sauce and needs to drink the water. When you use a good pasta brand, the pasta will absorb your beautiful sauce, and that's what you want, okay? Yeah, do some toasting.
So when I was a dishwasher and I wanted to obviously become a cook, one of the things was, well, you got to learn how to toss in a pan. And if you're not good at tossing in a pan, here's what you're going to do. Take a pan. This is going to be free. Take a pan, put water in it. Go outside. Stand on your back porch so nobody sees you and start tossing it. And you're going to make a mess. That's why I say take some water, go outside. And even people that can toss good, right? Like you do it at work all day long. Water, when it comes up with its arc, when it comes up and back down, it comes down with enough force that it still makes a mess. And you go practice. So I would stand in the corner, the chef would have me stand in the corner of the dish area, and he's like, you're on a floor that's meant to get wet with a mop. Mop this after you're done, but stand here and toss, keep tossing the water till there's no more water in the pan and it's all on the floor. And I did that maybe once or twice a week till, a couple weeks later, and bam, I'm tossing pastas like nobody's business. So, twice a week, 4 weeks, that's really only 8 times practicing. So if you were to take a frying pan and stand out on your back porch for an hour with some water, you'll have the tossing down. Like it's second nature.
Okay, let's serve this beautiful pasta dish. To the bottom, and now we do the top part. Oh, nice and generous. Make sure you get the spoon to put a beautiful sauce on top. Let's add a little bit more basil. Let's add some more fresh oregano. Oregano is the main ingredient for this dish. A detail should not miss. And get it fresh, please. Now, do we need some grated pecorino or parmigiano on top? Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Why? Of course, it's always beautiful, but I'm gonna enjoy it as it is. I want to enjoy the full flavors of the marinara this time. I want to remind myself the simplicity of a beautiful dish that makes everyone happy. Time to try this. Look how beautiful. Nice silky spaghetti, oregano, basil, peeled tomatoes, very rustic. Pasta is silky, the oregano is right there. Delicate and strong at the same time. I can smell it. The peeled tomatoes are beautiful. They are really, really nice tomatoes. Such a quick sauce. In less than 12 minutes, you can have a beautiful meal. The basil, the oregano just reminds.
His math's a little off, less than 12 minutes, because he cooked the, he said the sauce needs to cook for 10 to 20. So I don't really see where he's getting less than 12, because he did cook the garlic first, so.
Reminds me of freshness from my garden. Try to use fresh, please. You see the silkiness, silky disease. That's how important to have a good quality.
Okay, so for the most part, I have Actually, not just for the most part. Like this is a beautiful looking tomato sauce, marinara. Very basic. He only had, what do you have? Oil, garlic, tomatoes, salt, pepper, basil, oregano. So like 7 ingredients, but 3 of them we don't even count. We're not gonna count the oil, the salt, and pepper. Like even this is going a little deeper than you need to know, but when you're doing like line items on costing sheets for like restaurants, you don't even include those. At the bottom, you write sundries, and then whatever your total cost. So when you're costing out your garlic, your tomatoes, and then and your herbs, then you put sundries, and then you just take 10% of whatever your cost is, and that's your oils and salt and peppers. So I mean that you don't even count those. Those are like they're not even line items. So he's just got 2 fresh herbs, tomatoes, garlic, like 4 ingredients here. And that looks delicious. That looks like an amazing light lunch. I know you're going to say pasta's not light, but the sauce is going to be so bright that that's going to be a light lunch. It's going to be an easy to eat meal. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Vincenzo's marinara. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like the channel, hit the subscribe. And remember, we're doing reaction videos on Sundays and cooking videos on Tuesdays. I will see you soon.